What is up? It is Wednesday! So, it is Wednesday. Pretty pumped about that, to be honest. Glad to see the middle of the week is here. Got some stuff to do today, man. I got a lot of stuff to do today. But, the topic we're going to get into, right? And I can't take the credit for this one, actually. This was I got the inspiration for this video from my fiance, actually. You know, with the weather warming up and it getting nicer and stuff, you know, we've been doing this thing where either after I get home from work or after dinner, we've kind of cut out like what a mile looks like around our house. So we go for a walk and we do like a mile walk together, where we get to just talk and catch up and kind of bounce things off of each other and that kind of thing, right? So, with that being said, we were talking about some struggles that I've been dealing with at the home front for work, and some of the things that I'm trying to get, you know, done, and some things I want to get accomplished. And I love her to death. I love her because she thinks a lot like me, but she thinks in a lot different parameters than me. So things that I would not necessarily think about, she does. And it's really, really cool because it's kind of the reasons why I call her my better half. Anyway, we were talking about some struggles that I'm facing right now that I'm trying to figure out how to work through with me and my team, and trying to get some issues nipped. And she brought up, you know, a reward system, which I'm always against reward systems, and I'll tell you why. I feel like the requirements, right, the minimums, the bare minimums that you're supposed to do in life, I feel like you shouldn't get rewarded for that stuff. And I'll tell you why. And me and her kind of had this discussion, and I said this, and I'm like, man, this is like really good video content, so I decided to use it for today's video. When you start rewarding people, right, for doing what's required, it sets the bar, and then once that bar is set, then they don't feel like they need to do anything more than what's required. And I feel like that's what participation awards do to our kids. That's what I think, like the if you get good grades, you get, you know, money for it type stuff. I feel like all that stems from that parameter of, here's the bar I'm going to set for you. It's what you should be doing anyway, but I'm going to give you an incentive because I want to make sure you get it done. And the problem with that is we typically do that and then we leave it alone, and then like I said, sets the standard. And then the standard is so low that the person or the people or the team or whoever that it's being applied to, they don't feel like they need to do anything else because they're getting rewarded. They're getting, you know, the accolades for doing the standard or the bare minimum or requirements or whatever. And that's like my whole problem. We need to live in a society. We need to endorse a society. We need to create a society in which we all have the understanding that, like, look, like, this is what's required of you. So this thing here, what I'm telling you, this is what you should be doing anyway. Now, if you do this, if you go above this, then you get some sort of reward. And then even then, I would be very mindful of doing that, because every time you put a reward system in place, you put a cap on the level of success that the person will probably go after, right? Reward systems work when you're potty training a kid. Reward systems work when when you're trying to get unstuck from something that you're stuck in. Okay? So reward systems work in very, very limited capacities. Outside of those limited capacities, man, all you're doing is stunting the growth of your team or your efforts or your kids or whatever. All you're doing is slowing down progress that could be being made if they thought that they needed or could achieve more. I give my kids rewards, but I don't have a system. When I see them go above and beyond, I will give them something. When I think that they've earned something great because of something they did, or because they've broken a habit, or they've gotten better, or whatever the situation may be, I reward them. I'm not against rewarding. Like, I'm not. You can even ask my team. Like, I do my absolute best to make sure that these guys get rewarded on a very regular basis for the hard work that they do. But that jack's loose in the back of the truck. Anyway, but I don't create a system, and the reason why I don't create a system is because, like I said, it puts a cap on, it stunts the growth of, it limitates, and I don't want limits on any of my people. I don't want limits on my team. I don't want limits on my kids. I want everyone to have the ability to chase after the highest standard or the highest place or the best that they can do, because that's where, you know, you go from being average to being great to even being phenomenal. And I don't think our society gets that, man. I think our society is so hooked on and twisted up in giving rewards and having like an actual system that they don't necessarily know how to function in the capacity of, like, do your absolute best and we'll see what happens. Nobody does that anymore. Like, I don't know why. I don't get it. When I was a kid, I got rewarded, but it was at random. It wasn't like there was a bar set for my reward, you know? Sometimes I brought good grades home, and I just got good job. I'm glad to see you're doing good in school. You know, other times I would bring good grades home, and I would get $10, $15, $20, whatever. It was all designed to encourage me, but none of it was designed to give me an expectation or to set a standard on anything. And I think we've gotten into such a finite state in our society where we all have to know what we're getting out of something. And man, dude, just work. Just work. Work your ass off and see what happens. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I don't know any better reward than going and working my ass off and seeing great progress come from it. I can't tell you how amazing it feels to work my ass off and to see the progress and the sweat equity that comes out of it. And the sad part is, man, we've gotten into a place in our society where those things don't exist anymore because everybody's got like a standard now. Everybody wants to know what they're going to get out of this thing if they do good, and no one's just obsessed with the work anymore. So be obsessed about the work. Get your team obsessed about the work. Create the environment that your kids want to excel and succeed at the work, not just for the reward. And I'm telling you, you'll cultivate a way better tree of success than what you would ever create if you just offered reward systems. That's my opinion. I know everybody's got their own. I know a lot of parents out there are like, oh, well, I got a sticker chart, or I got this, or I got that. I know a lot of management teams out there that are like, well, I want to make sure that my team knows that I appreciate their hard work and that I'm looking out for their best interests. It's like, if your team doesn't get that you're looking out for their best interest and that you appreciate their hard work, then to me, you don't need a reward system. You need to be a better manager. You need to be a better leader. And that's just it. That's pretty much all I got for today. I'm just pulling into work myself, and I gotta go kick some ass. So, I'll see you guys back on here on Friday. I hope you guys have a great week. Keep killing it, hold strong, and keep doing your jobs. And like I said, cultivate that success. Create that sweat equity, and put the value in the work, not in the reward. Put the value in the work, not the reward. I'm out.